YouTube, how are you doing? And welcome back to Phasmophobia. Today we are back with another weekly challenge, and this one looks like it's gonna be my favorite challenge in the game. Detectives only. Put your detective skills to the test. This ghost is giving nothing away, which sounds to me like it's gonna be a no evidence challenge. And you guys know me, I love that challenge. So let's go to Edgefield and do some no evidence runs. I hope you enjoy. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. But let's not waste any more time. Let's hop into the game. Let's go. Alrighty, we have Jane Wright. Oh boy, we have tier. Now it doesn't really matter that we have tier 1 evidence items, because remember, I'm assuming it's gonna be no evidence, so that doesn't matter. We do have a low flashlight, which can be annoying, but I doubt they will turn off the breaker. That would just be insanely rude, and would also make certain ghosts impossible. Now we are playing on the new update, which means better lighting. As you will see, we can see in the dark way better. This is actually... Wait, did they buff the tier 1 flashlight? Or is it just a new lighting system working overtime? It looks totally fine with the tier 1. What the hell? It's gonna be hard during a hunt, though, because it's gonna, like, be blinking very fast. That's kind of sick. The headlight is also much better. Wait, do I have the tier 2 head cam? I don't know if I do. Maybe I do. I can check. Well, I can't check it here because we're obviously playing with the challenge mode things, but yeah, it looks way nicer. There's a few kinks here and there that are just a little strange, but that we will probably get used to. But overall, definitely a lighting improvement. Do we have any? If this is no evidence, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna start out because you're gonna need to know everything about the ghost, which is why I love the challenge so much, because it allows me to like use all the things I've learned over the 2,000 plus hours that I played this. It's the Luigi board. We do have sanity pills, I assume, so we can just. I'm gonna leave this over here. I need to check. Do we have sanity pills? That is important. We do have sanity pills, so I'll grab 2 of those. It is doing a lot of stuff. No 2 interactions yet. You're not going to see EMF5 on this board if there's no evidence. We have tier 1 crucifix, which is a little rude, but it is what it is. What the hell? Look at this, the fluid in this thing just going. That's some bouncy fluid in there. Metho, thank you for the 12. I will ask for the ghost. I think I hear some stuff upstairs, but I don't really care. Where are you? It is small something. Small blue. Goodbye? Okay, well, that's the run! It's definitely normal speed. I said goodbye, right? So I'm fine. That is the effect of the sanity, like the tier 1 sanity pills right there, because they give you sanity over a really long and slow amount of time. So I think that was just a normal hunt. Because as soon as I take the sanity pills, it will take 30 seconds before I get the sanity from them. And it hunted within that time. But it could be an aggressive ghost. Definitely no shade. That's for sure. Definitely no shade, definitely no Dio. I don't think that was a Raichu, because it didn't speed up when I had my flashlight on. No Revenant, because I would have been dead as hell. I don't think I saw Phantom. Obviously no Thay. Hantu. I don't know if it was speeding up there. So it said small blue bedroom, right? Is this a small blue bedroom? It does seem like it, because it is cold breath in here. Okay, so now that we have found the ghost room, that's always step number 1 in a no evidence run. What do you do next? Because you cannot just do what you're used to doing, which is grab a writing book, place the writing book, grab the video cam, and etc., etc. Now we will be grabbing the video cam, because there is one specific ghost that will still give us an evidence, even though there is no evidence. We will also grab the salt for Wraith, because the Wraith can only step in the salt, and we will, or can not step in the salt, and every other ghost can. Sorry, I said that the opposite. Now, if it is a mimic, as chat has already figured, oh my god, that's bright. If it is a mimic, we will still see orbs, even when it's no evidence, because the orbs are not an evidence for the mimic. Mare, potentially. So there's a lot of different behaviors in this game, which is why it is so damn fun. And one of them is that mares are more likely to break lights like that. Now, as with a lot of the behaviors in this game, seeing something like that ghost that a mare is more likely to do does not mean that it will be a mare. It's just that if you see a pattern of behavior, you can, like, it can be helpful in figuring out the ghost. It's just some EMF going on over here. Blinky lights over there, and it stepped in the salt. Now, there's no point in looking for footsteps here because there's not gonna be any. So we've already ruled out quite a few ghosts. We got Wraith ruled out. Now, we still have the board, so we can still get... it's really nice to have a cursed possession for no evidence that can control your sanity. So you can set it to whatever point you want so that you can test for different ghosts hunting. Because some ghosts hunt early, some ghosts hunt late. Now, we already know it's not an early or not a late hunting ghost, so Shade and Dio got off the board because Shade will only hunt at 35% sanity and Dio only at 40% sanity. So ghosts that have forced evidence, such as Hantu, will not show that forced evidence if it's no evidence, of course, because there's nothing at all. So that makes them harder, especially makes Goryo hard, because Goryo, one of its, like, only abilities is to have special dots, but because we don't have dots, you're never gonna see that. I'm gonna take a paramic for Banshee Scream. I'm gonna take a photocam just because I can, and then we don't need any more salt. We can grab... Actually, let's just leave the photocam for now and grab this, because we want to start looking for Onryo as well. The Onry... I thought that was a person standing there. Dude, that scared the shit out of me. I thought that's just the legs of the thing there. What the hell? Okay, so we're gonna put the candle on top of the crucifix. If it's an Onryo, the candle will work like a crucifix. So if the ghost tries to hunt, it'll first have to blow out the candle before it can use the crucifix, which means if it uses the crucifix underneath the candle that's still on, it can never be an Onryo because it would do it in the other order. So that's why we do it like this. Now, additionally, if it is an Onryo, if it blows out a candle 3 times for the first time, so the first 3 times, after that, it will start a hunt. So that's the first blowout, so you need to keep kind of track of this. So 1 blowout, if we get 3 more, or 2 more, and it doesn't hunt, we can kind of rule out Onryo. Not 100%, sometimes it doesn't work entirely as intended. There's also the paramic right here that I'm holding, which has 2 ghosts that interact with the paramic. One is the Banshee, which will give a special ghost interaction, the Banshee Scream, which is super obvious, which means that it's a Banshee, or it could be a Mimic, of course, because the Mimic can also mimic stuff like that. That's the second blowout right there. And the other one is Myling, which will just do more whispers in general. So if you get a ton of whispers, you might be dealing with a Myling, and then you have to check during the hunt. Did it just turn off the breaker? It did turn off the breaker. What does that mean? That means we don't have a Jinn, because Jinns... Wait, I turned on the breaker, right? Didn't I? I swear I did. Maybe I didn't? It just seemed really dark all of a sudden. Jinns cannot turn off the breaker. So if you get the breaker to be turned off, you know it's a Jinn. If you get the breaker to be turned off a lot, you might be dealing with a Hantu, because Hantus are the only ghost. Mares don't have this, which isn't often a thing people believe, but mares do not have the ability to turn off the breaker a lot. That's only reserved for Hantus. Now, it's not blowing out the candle again, which is a little annoying. Oh, the event broke the light? Yeah, but it's still off, though. Still, this light, you're right, that light is broken, though. It blew it out for the 3rd time. No hunts, which means we are very likely not dealing with an Onryo here, because the Onryo should have hunted there. It is... I heard a giggle and then it was whispering. Alright then, that's our first whisper. I have a rule that, like, around 4 whispers on the paramic, we rule out Banshee, because every single whisper has a 30% chance to give you the special sound if it is a Banshee. So at some point you just gotta call it and say, like, alright, well, this is probably not a Banshee. We are starting to get closer to, like, requiring hunts to figure this out. Let's see what our sanity is right now. Because as soon as we get below 70 it is, right? 70% sanity, demons can hunt. So the fact that we're still not being hunted right here seems, it's going to make it more and more unlikely that we are dealing with a demon here. I'll also take a photocam. I'll take this just to know... Oh, wait, I already have that in there, right? I think I brought one with me, at least. Anything else we need? Capture photo of the ghost. We're already taking that. I'll grab a smudge stick so we can defend ourselves. And I should probably also turn on the breaker real quick. The because you want to turn on... Okay, so the breaker is in the basement. I remember going to the basement. You want to turn on the light in the areas where you want to loop the ghost, because if you... Even with the new lighting system, where you, as you can see, I can see relatively okay in the dark, even in a dark basement like this, because they added a new light adaptation mechanic, where if you're in the dark for a little bit, your eyes will adapt and be able to see slightly better. Well, definitely much better than it used to be. Like, you can pretty much see the whole kitchen here. It's dark, but that's, I mean, we're lit. It is dark. Like, it's supposed to be dark. But it's way better than just the pitch darkness of before this update. Can you give us a sign? That's an airball ghost event. So airball ghost events are impossible for Onis. So if you see that, it also used a crucifix right now, which is interesting, but it just did a ghost event, which means my sanity was probably just low enough. So you gotta make sure to check. So yeah, there you go. This is kind of suspicious. Weren't we at 60%? We had a ghost event. I guess we were in the dark for a little bit. So yeah, it hunted at 45% here, which means that if we didn't already do that, we could have ruled out a Shade and Dio. And we can probably rule out a demon because... Wait, were we... No, we were at 60. We were at 60. Probably ruled out a demon because it didn't hunt yet. So now we are starting to get the ghost that we're going to figure out during a hunt. I'm going to click on Mare just because we have that light bulb breaking thing, which I want to keep in mind. So what are we going to do for these other ghosts? Let me pick up the lighter here real quick just to get a smudge stick in here. We are going to do a few things. A lot of these ghosts can be figured out during a... Are you kidding me again? That's just for yokai? Okay, immediately found me. I don't know if that's yokai, but... It's... Oh god. It's not a phantom. Don't kill me! Whew! That was dangerous, man. I mean, I had a smudge, but I wouldn't want to use them. Maggie B, thank you for the 5. Okay, so that was... It was indeed not a phantom. We already crossed that off. So phantoms will be less blinky, or more blink. Well, it depends on how you look at it. They will not be visible as much during a hunt, because the time between their blinks is a lot longer. So that's why that's how you can rule out phantom. You can also take a photo, obviously. Now I want to test a little more. That was you kind of want to have the tests happen in your like. You want to have the home turf advantage, basically. You want to be the one initiating the hunts, or well, not necessarily initiating them, but you want to be like, all right, now I want to hunt. I have all my smudge sticks ready. I have my items ready for poltergeist or something like that. And you don't want to be like surprised by a ghost hunting you suddenly. So I'm gonna set up my smudge sticks here. So we got 3 smudge sticks at the ready, and a light, or, well, matches in this case. Now we're going to set up for a poltergeist. The poltergeist has an ability where it will throw a lot more during a hunt. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a bunch of items on the couch here. And this is because it's Edgefield, which honestly, Edgefield is... It's a little mean that they did Edgefield and not Tanglewood. I feel like the better map to introduce someone to no evidence is Tanglewood, because you can loop way better. Edgefield is probably the hardest small map to do no evidence on, because a yokai test is harder, a Jin test is way harder, a polter check is way harder. Like, there's so many, just everything is much more difficult on Edgefield compared to something like Tanglewood. So a little rude, but we're gonna learn it the hard way, I guess. Okay, so we have all these items over here. So if the ghost hunts and we loop it around this area and it throws around like items multiple times per second, we know that it is a poltergeist, and any other ghost would just be way less aggressive with the items. So now we're set up for poltergeist. But for spirit, we need to be low sanity, then smudge the ghost, and then count how long it takes before the ghost to hunt again. If that timer is consistently longer than 3 minutes, that means you're probably dealing with a spirit, because the spirit will be disabled for 3 minutes, whereas every other ghost will only be disabled for 90 seconds when you smudge the ghost. We still need to do more paramic. Let me just drop this here. This could be a little dangerous. I also should probably check for a hiding spot. Because it's better to hide in an actual hiding spot that's set by the devs. There's no hiding spot? How rude. Oh, this one. Okay. So So we got this hiding spot, this one. Whoa, you look glowy. I'm gonna take a photo if I can. It's singing, by the way. I mean, we don't know exactly our sanity right now. Still, chill, chill, chill. No, you bitch! Come on, man. Unfortunate, that's fine. I had it too far away. So that did... It can't be a Wraith. It can't be a Phantom, but it can be a Banshee. So it kind of came to my location there, right? Which could be Banshee... Banshee-ish. So look at that. The wood is still glowing. Another Whisper. Lorshia, thank you for the 5. Another Whisper. I didn't walk into the ghost there. It hasn't changed Ghost Room, interestingly. Which means it could be a Goryo. Because Gorios will never change Ghost Room. And that's the only way you can figure out a Goryo. That's why it's one of the hardest ghosts for no evidence. Gorios and Yureis are one of the hardest because they both have only one thing that you... Another Whisper. Interesting. So less and less likely to be a Banshee. For Gorios, if you ever see a Ghost Room change, you know it's not a Goryo, but if you don't, it doesn't have to be a Goryo because other ghosts also don't have to roam, right? Another Whisper? This is almost Myling levels of Whispers. What the fuck? Okay. Interesting. That was already 4 Whispers, right? Or 3 Whispers? I'm not... So that means it's probably not a Banshee. Can you give us a sign? It turned off the breaker again. It's... So you need to kind of, like, in your head, keep, like, a tally of how many things... like, what ghosts you need to keep track of. So in this case, I'm actively gonna test for Myling. Because it feels like it's whispering a lot, which is... It was already 4 times, yeah. So it feels like it's potentially a Myling. It feels like it's turning off the breaker a lot, which means I should test for a Hantu. When it did that... I'm testing for Banshee right now using the Paramic. But it seems less and less likely to be a Banshee. Can you give us a sign? I should probably turn this off so my sanity keeps dropping a little bit. And eventually we'll get hunted again. I don't think it's a demon. Can you give us a sign? Can you hunt? So, yokai can hunt at 80% sanity when you're... Yep. Jesus Christ. That scared the crap out of me. So that was not a Yurei ability, by the way. The Yurei has a special ability where it will fully close a door from, like, all the way open to all the way closed by, like, 2 really quick door touches. So if you see that, you know it's a Yurei right away. But if it doesn't do that, though, this is why these 2 ghosts are annoying. Because both of them have ability that even if you don't see them, you can't rule out or confirm that it is Goryo or Yurei. Oh, run. Okay. I'm gonna test for yokai again by being over here. If you are here and the ghost walks over there without coming into the living room, you know that it's a yokai. Come down the stairs, please. Oh, come on! When was that hunt? That felt like it was just another normal hunt. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so just at... It's pretty aggressive, 45% sanity. I'm gonna turn this on as well. We already know it's not a Jinn, so we don't have to test for that, but if you had to test during a hunt that it was a Jinn or not... Is my flashlight... Why does it seem so much... Wait, oh! Whoa, you see that difference? You see the eye adaptation working overtime? Wait, if I stand in the light here, my flashlight is dog water, but if I walk forward, it, like, gets brighter and brighter because of the eye adaptation. That's actually a huge buff for the tier 1 flashlight. Tier 1 and tier 2 flashlights. Like, it's basically as if you have an actual flashlight now, rather than just, like, the crap that it used to be. Like, look at this. It just gets brighter over time. That's so nice. That's cool. Alright, could you hunt me again? We know you can do it. I kind of want to just... Oh, well, I was going to ask something on the board, but I guess you're already hunting anyway. Please come down here. Okay, here we go. So immediately came in again, which makes me definitely think it's not a yokai. Now it's also, I'm gonna have to smudge here soon, smudge. It's also not throwing many objects. So it's probably not a poltergeist, right? It didn't really throw anything there, so no poltergeist. These hunts are insanely short, by the way. We just smudged it at like 33:15 or something. So basically the way I do it is I just have a timer running because I'm always recording my streams, obviously, or I'm streaming. So I have like a timer on my OBS for how long the stream has been going. So that's the numbers I always call out. Like, it's not the time of the stream or something. Like the time at which we are streaming. So you can... Why did I do that? I just smacked my mouse. It doesn't matter, by the way. It actually gives me a chance to talk about the effects of smudge sticks. When you double smudge a ghost, it doesn't do anything. Nothing at all. So if you have a ghost that you smudged 1 minute and 29 seconds ago, if you smudge it at that moment, it doesn't do anything. Even though the smudge timer was almost over... well, I guess if you really smudge it at 1 minute and 29, it is gonna reapply the effect because the smudge stick burns for a while. But let's say you have a ghost that you smudged a minute ago, you smudge it then, it doesn't reapply the effect or anything, which is still a buff, or still something I feel like they should change in the future, because it's just way more intuitive that way. Unless people are saying they did that. I don't remember the patch notes for that, and I have followed every single patch ever in this game, so I don't think they did. But I guess I'll have to... I don't know if CJ's in chat still. I mean, he probably wouldn't know anyway. We'd have to take that up with DK, but I know that was how it used to be, and I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it still works that way. Otherwise, you don't really have to worry about that. I mean... Oh. Was a fucking ghost event? This scared the crap out of me. Okay, so it is not hunting for a while, by the way. So what we're looking for is if it doesn't hunt for 3 minutes after smudging, that means we're dealing with a spirit. Because a spirit is disabled for 3 minutes. Whereas every other ghost is only disabled for 90 seconds. Dude, that is such night and day difference. Oh, it is hunting now, which that was pretty much like 2 minutes later. So we can rule out for sure that it is a spirit. I also really want to test for miling. How do I do that, though? Come on. Wait, it is a miling, isn't it? I couldn't hear shit right there. Dude, they picked such a hard map for this, for no evidence. Like, everything, the reason why no evidence is so much harder on Edgefield compared to all of the other maps is because everything, it's like the stairs is in the middle of the map, which means that it's hard to have a long distance from the ghost to do certain tests, such as milings, such as djinns, such as what other ghosts? Djinns and milings are the biggest ones. Yokais are hard because you're always really close to the ghost, so it's kind of difficult to notice when it is, like, not hearing you very well. So it's not a Hantu because it is speeding up. It is not an Obake because it never shapeshifted into a different ghost. It's not a Mimic because we didn't see any orbs. It's not the Twins because it's not faster or slower during a hunt, nor is it really exhibiting any twin behavior at all. It's not a Yokai because it found us in the... Let's stand over here. It found us in the living room every time. It's hunting, right? No Mora because it's not fast. I cannot hear shit. What? I'm gonna break the board just so we get cursed hunts because these hunts are just far too short. Where are you? Where are you? So I'm doing that on purpose so the hunts get longer. So I can hear it when it's... That is extremely quiet. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's a miling right there. Because it is... You can hear the footsteps... Why the fuck did you double back there? Ah! Because you can only hear the footsteps once it's, like, really close to you. And not before, like, the flashlight starts blinking and everything. But as I said, that's much harder on Edgefield than it is on Tanglewood or something. Because you just have way better, like, there's way more safe areas in Tanglewood where you can loop the ghost very well. And it's easier to get away from it using the car because the car's really high, so you can break line of sight with that and stuff. Like, it's so much better. But yeah, there you go. That also explains why we got all those whispers because that's the secondary ability of the Myling. And we don't think it's a Mimic because we didn't see orbs, so most likely gonna be a Myling, and we're gonna call that one in right there. Now, as you saw right there, we got a light break event, we had the ghost kind of roam to us, we had the ghost never change ghost room. So there's always like behaviors that point into different directions, but you have to like use there's like soft evidence and there's hard evidence. And for Myling, for example, the fact that you cannot hear it unless it's really close to you, that's like hard evidence. If you get that, you know for sure that it's a Myling. Now, it can be a bit tricky if it's your first time deducing Mylings, but once you know what to look out for, you can detect it pretty much every time. We got Richard Roberts. What a name. Fantastic. We're gonna start with the... I start with the EMF and the thermo still because it helps me find the ghost room, and that's like the first thing you need to do. Before anything else, you need to find the ghost room. Although is that immediate row up here? It is over there, maybe? In the bathroom here? There. Oh, well, in here somewhere. Is this door. Okay, so this right here. But you have to keep in mind with this room as well. Let's see if the thermo is also going down, so probably. That room right there, that bathroom, as well as this room. I don't think the breaker turned on, no. This room are actually really close together because you can see right there. That's the bathroom. These rooms are super close together for the ghost because the ghost can like interact with stuff through walls or can like teleport by doing ghost events. So if you get stuff to happen in this room or that room, you also always need to keep in mind maybe it's the other one. They're like, it's like a special case for Edgefield where those rooms are kind of linked in a way. There's like several things, little things about maps like that you just slowly pick up on over time, getting more and more experience with all the different maps. I'm just gonna grab some basic equipment. I would also like to... I know the screen is very small, but I can navigate with it. I want to turn on the breaker, which is in the basement again, sadly. The basement is very far away, especially if you get like a haunter that just keeps turning off the breaker. You just have to keep going up and down. This is very annoying. Hopefully it won't. And it helps you figure out a djinn, right? Because the djinn... Since everything is so close together on this map, it's hard to get far enough from a djinn to see its special ability of it speeding up when it's far away from you. The best way you could test for that is like being over here, sitting in this corner with a smudge stick. If the ghost comes around that corner and it's not fast, you know it's almost certainly, well, definitely not a djinn. As long as the breaker's on, of course, because it requires the breaker to be on. So let me check over here. Any orbs? Orbs would make this very fast. Because we know it's touching a lot of doors, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. There's no like ghost that touches doors more often than other ghosts. I know there's people that swear by Urays and poltergeists touching doors more or less or something, but as far as we know, that's not really a thing. Because it's very easy to like make up something about this game by having like confirmation bias, because you'll like every time you'll be like, oh, I had a lot of door touches, must be a Uray, and then it actually ends up being a Uray, and you're like, see, I'm a genius. And then every time from that point onwards that it's a Uray, but you don't get many door touches, you don't go like, oh, wait, maybe I should disprove my theory. You're just like, it was just not touching doors very much that time. And then the one time you get another Uray that touches a lot of doors, you're like, see? It's just like always, you're just confirming your beliefs over and over again. That's how it goes. Which ghost type do I think is the scariest? Definitely Thay and Moroi, in my opinion. Moroi, I think, is consistently the strongest across basically every difficulty. And, well, no evidence can be a bit of an exception. Whereas Thay is specifically very strong against people like me that don't really care about their sanity early, so they tend to use the cursed position right away, or look at that. That's a Uray ability right there. Or play on insanity mode or something. So now we have to check if there's orbs, if it's a mimic, or if that was just a regular Uray ability. It also turned on the light, which means it can't be Can't be a mare, but that doesn't matter. So if you get, so right there, it touched the door twice and it closed it completely, even though it was fully open. Which they touched a lot of doors, guys. It's a Yurei. It's literally what I talked about. Fucking speak of the devil. What a meme. Yeah, that should be a Yurei unless something is very strange here. That is who you can't make this shit up, man. But so that's what you're looking out for, and it is a little hard to recognize. And the thing with Yureis is that when you get that thing, you don't necessarily even know for sure that it is a Yurei because every ghost can close a door. Obviously, it's just the Yurei does it in this very specific way where it like double touches and like there's like a delay between the sound effects, and it's just like. I don't know, it's something you pick up on over time, but especially if you're a little further away, it can be very tricky to recognize it sometimes. But anyway, we got Ted Hill, our last contract here. So we've seen a Myling, we've seen a Yurei, which that Yurei was very nice. So that's that's a dream of a Yurei, is to get it to do its ability right away, and you don't have to deal with all the bullshit. But that's obviously just lucky. I want to turn on the breaker again. Are you kidding me? 3 for 3 in the basement? How rude. Yeah, let's get a Thay now. Thay actually is really fun if you have the board, because you can use the age on the board to figure out if it's a Thay. Which is very nice, very, like, neat little detail. Which didn't used to be a thing, by the way. But we just complained about it, and then they made it a thing. Which, that is why I never understand people that, like, always get so mad at me for having, like, criticism about this game. Like, you do realize that criticism makes games better. Like, the fact that we, like, gave criticism about that not being accurate to the actual ghost mechanics made it, like, made the devs change it and add it to the game, and now it's a really cool little feature about the game. Like, that's why we give feedback. How old are you? How old are you? Goodbye. So 31. Goodbye. Goodbye. So 31 is the age. If that ever changes, I don't think mimics do change their age. I'm not exactly sure about that. I don't think they do. Even if they turn into a Thay. If the age gets older, or yeah, it's older, right? It means it's a Thay. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that and watch that a little later to see if it changed in any way. Can you give us a sign? There's a skull there. Mimics don't age, they change ghost type instead. Yeah, I know, but they can turn into a Thay. That's what I mean. Okay, so the light is on here, which means no mare. Now the mimic basically, when it turns into a Thay, it will pick a random age from the Thay. So it can be either very slow or very old or very fast or very early, very late hunting. That's just random. But I don't know if that changes the age on the board in any way. I'm not sure. I doubt it, because I feel like they had to. They would have had to implement that, and they probably didn't. All right, you're in here, right? Do you got any orbs? And now it's gonna be orbs, and it's just an instant mimic, and it's all free. Not seeing any orbs. So no orbs, which means no mimic. I also have the candle here, so that's gonna be our first blowout. Now, the nice part about the new candles is that you no longer have to worry about the ambiguity about the candles going off by themselves or by the ghost blowing them out, because they will only ever go off by the ghost or when they are fully burnt out, which is very nice. I'll grab a crucifix as well, grab salt, grab a air mic. So you don't have to work. Like, if you see the candle off, which in this case is true, so it's off, we know for a fact that the ghost did this. So we know that's the first candle it blew out, and we don't have to, like, second guess ourselves. Can you give us a sign? I'm gonna place some salt here as well, I guess in here. Can you talk to me? Ted, can you give us a sign? It's throwing stuff. Did you just throw the camera? Yeah, it did. It threw the camera. Oh, it's touching doors a lot, guys. Must be a Yurei. Can you give us a sign? Can you show yourself? You're not stepping in my salt. Never mind. Felt offended. Didn't even let me finish my sentence. Can you give me a sign, ghost? Ted, can you do anything at all? Talk to me. It's easier to stand a little further away usually to get these whispers, because then you're like the cone in front of the pyramid covers greater, like a bigger area. No stepping doesn't really matter. I mean, I also had the blew out the candle for the second time. So threw that again. It's thrown quite a bit. I mean, that shoe is over there. It starts over there, and it's now over there, so that could be a polter, potentially. Anything else? We don't have a photo cam. Oh, airball ghost event. Now, what you have to keep in mind with that is that not every time you hear that sound effect, it is an airball. I need to stay in the house for this last blowout. That's when the third blowout happens, you want to be inside the house, because obviously, if you're outside of the house when it happens, it can never hunt, because no one's in the house. So if you want to test for Onryo, you need to make sure that you're there when the third blowout happens. So now that that happens, we know it's probably not an Onryo, and we don't have to worry about that very much anymore. I'm just gonna grab a photo cam for potential potential phantom picture. So the thing that makes a ghost event an airball is like, there's two different ghost events. One that has like the ghost show up, and the other is airball. The ghost can show up, walk into you, and then make the airball sound. But when it's an actual airball, it won't make any footstep noises at all. So that's how you can distinguish between them. We're gonna grab this as well. Anything else? Do we have headcam with light? Oh, we do have light. Wait, I'm curious. I'm curious how the light looks now. We're like in the dark. Holy dude! Huge buff for the headcam? Insane! That's crazy. That is so broken, dude. It used to be so ass. What the fuck? Okay, well, that's incredible. Tier 2 headcam. Now I can see people that potentially say I like the Tier 2 headcam more than the Tier 3 just because it doesn't change your FOV and it still looks similar. I just really like the like Outlast kind of headcam. But still, that's cool. Also, music. Up that. Wait, they both were on? Creepy, they were synced as well? Is this the twins? Wait, did they actually, like, twin turn on the radio? The fuck? Excuse me? What the fuck was that? Wait. It touched, like, the door several times in a row, but there's only one tiny spike? What the fuck is happening here, dude? Alright, we're gonna have to test for twins here. That seems like my most likely guess here. Let's turn on the lights, and we can already set up for... I don't know why I put that there. We can already set up for a poltergeist as well. We really want to have a smudge stick, though. Which, don't forget to have the lighter as well. I've done that several times. Yeah, we're gonna check the age. We can do that now. Well, let's do the polter thing first before we do that. And I also need to turn this off, just so I don't forget to turn that off during the hunt and then get killed. Just did throw a few items. Although nothing too crazy. Boom, boom. I don't know if it's interacting in a long enough range for it to be the twins, and I didn't see any twin interactions on the board, which once again, that's another thing that's really reliable if you know how to use it, but if you don't know the situations in which you can get something to look like a twin interaction but it not actually being one, like, you need to, with great power comes great responsibility. That is an insane graph right there. What in the fuck? That is so much activity. Probably no I mean, I guess we're not in there, so maybe it could be a shade, but kind of wild. Let's ask the ghost for age. How old are you? Goodbye. So still exactly 31, which means nothing changed. Now, you do have to be close to the ghost at some point for it to get older, but we have obviously been close to the ghost enough for it to at least age once, and it didn't age, so we know it's not a Thay. So we can rule out a Thay even before getting a hunt, which is cool. Now I wanna... I guess I ask again. How old are you? How old are you? Goodbye. Okay, so that is probably 45, if all is correct. 45 exactly, let's go. So now, any ghost except the Dio and the Shade can hunt me. Is there still activity? There's still lots of activity. Alright, can you hunt me, sir, Mr. Ted? You show yourself. It's gonna use the crucifix. I want to move this because I don't want it to use the crucifix right now. I guess in this case, if it uses the crucifix, we know it's probably a demon. Although it's not hunting right now, so it's probably not a demon. It's just... like, this kind of becomes second nature to you after a while to, like, keep your eye on all these different things at once. But I know, like, it can take a... I literally turned it on. It instantly whispers. What the fuck? Alright, then. Takes a bit to get used to these things. Can you give us a sign? Hello? More radio? You creep. Make sure not to, like, run into a room in that situation. Like, use your sprint to get to the radio, and then you run out of sprint. Hello? Testing for yokai. Not see me? Sounds normal. Oh. Ah, naked! Okay. Not exactly sure. We're gonna have to get another hunt. I think it's time to get cursed hunts here and just loop the ghost. Where are you? Okay, here we go. So we know we're at 0 because the board broke. We're gonna test for yokai again, although it's probably not a yokai. Come on. Same speed, right? No twins. No Moroi for sure. No Raichu because it didn't get fast when it got close to us. Come on, man. Come down here. So annoying when it just doesn't want to hunt down here. I mean, it's gonna hunt like non-stop now. Here, finally. I want to smudge it. Oh, here, come on. Are you fucking... UPs? Okay, well, unlucky. We're gonna... I mean, it only takes like 25 seconds before a ghost can hunt again. Piece of crap. I don't think it's a yokai because we were on a different floor. So on a different floor, the ghost will not detect your equipment. You really love the radio, huh? It's still in this room. Which is potential. We need to keep a Goryo in mind. You just really hope that the ghost roams at least once. I don't know how they set the settings. Maybe because it's a weekly, right? It could be that in this weekly challenge that they made, they set it so that the ghost can never change ghost room, which is honestly terrible for no evidence runs. You really want the ghost to be able to roam during a no evidence run, because otherwise you can never rule out Goryo. Come on, ghost. Can you give us a sign? Attack. Do something. It's not hunting very often. I don't think it's a demon. Demons, it would be very surprising if it was. Oh. Also, that is very close to the crucifix. Alright, come down here, please. There we go. Okay, loopy time. Probably no Polter. I want to check for Obama. Come back here! Come back here! I mean, we didn't... Hello? Okay. We didn't see it shift at all. I smudged it like 57:30. Stop, stop, stop. Stop! Calm, chill. Why are you still on top of me? I'm dead. Oh my god, saved by the bell. Why did it just follow my ass? Holy. Okay, that was a little closer than I expected. So in about a minute, it can hunt again if it is a normal ghost. So let's see. It got faster, right? So not a Hantu, because Hantus cannot speed up during a hunt. It was definitely not a Phantom. Shade, we have sanity pills. We can test for that later. It's not a Poltergeist, that's for sure. I didn't really test for my... I would say no Obake. That would be fucked up if it is. We kind of need to test for a Myling over here. Like being over here and seeing when it comes down the stairs, will we be able to hear it? Jinn, we didn't test for Jinn at all there. You gotta keep in mind that if you don't have a certain distance from the Jinn, you will never see the Jinn ability. So don't be like, oh, I didn't see it speed up, so it must not be a Jinn. You need to make sure you set up the right situation for it. It's throwing stuff again. Turn on a light switch? No mare, but we already knew that, right? Because it did that before. Still not hunting. In about a little bit it can hunt. Hunted at 45? Did it? Wasn't the first hunt 45 sanity? Okay, then it's not a shade. That's good. I mean, we could also test that with sanity pills later, but that's nice if we don't have to. Can you give us a sign? It should be able to hunt now. It turned off the breaker? It turned off the breaker. Well, look at that. No Jinn. So that's off the table. We don't have to test for that, which is nice. That's why I'll usually do a Jinn test last. Because at some point, it'll probably turn off the breaker, and then you don't have to waste any time on a Jinn test at all. Still not hunting. It's already been 2 minutes right now since I smudged. So maybe it's just, and I'm at 0% sanity, right? So maybe it's just a spirit. We end with the most basic of all ghosts. Can you give us a sign? How many weekly challenge have we done, by the way? Is this going to be my 10th weekly challenge? Is this going to give me the final achievement? Has it been 10 weeks? I don't know if it's been 10 weeks. Okay, it's actually just, it's a spirit? Still not hunting. In 15 seconds. It'll be able to hunt. Now, by the way, there's actually a thing in Steam that you might be able to use right here. There's a timer. You can't... I don't know if you can set a specific timer. Can I, like, type? Oh, no, you can. Dude, look at this. You can just set it to 1 minute and 30 seconds and then start a timer, pin it on your screen, and then, just like that, you have a timer. That'll just, like, inside of Steam, you just click over here on your timer section, in your Steam overlay, and you can just have a smudge timer like that, which is kind of sick. So yeah, I'm gonna pause that now and unpin. But that is cool, if you didn't know about that. I just found that out literally, like, a few days ago. I don't... It's gotta be spirit, right? It's not hunting. I mean... Why is it not hunting still, though? So you can just have it constantly... That's, like, super nice for specifically this game. Like, specifically to test for spirit. You can just hit the button when you did your smudge. Okay, this is very strange. This is almost like too long for it to be a spirit. It's been 4 minutes now, and it still hasn't hunted. Why are you doing this? Can you give us... Oh, here we go. Okay, very strange. Let's test for Myling, potentially. Come on, come down, please. You piece of crap. We didn't get any, like, well, I guess we got the Myling. You hear how clear the footsteps there are, by the way? Is it coming here? You hear how much clearer that was than last time? So no Myling. But I guess we're gonna have to run with spirit there. What other ghost would wait that long? Like, there's almost no way. Hello, ghost. So, I guess we're gonna have to call spirit on that one. It literally took like 4 minutes before the ghost hunted again after smudging, which, if that is a Yurei, Banshee, or Goryo, then that is some absolutely messed up shenanigans. So it should be it. Now, you preferably want to test that multiple times, but in this case, there was like almost no way. So let's see. Is that my... No, that is not my 10th weekly challenge. I wonder how close we are to it. Because there's literally only a single achievement that I don't have, which is this one right here, taking all challenges. Complete the weekly challenge mode 10 times. But yeah, that was no evidence weekly challenge. Hope that helped you. If you've never done a no evidence challenge, I highly recommend you try it out here. There's no risk. You don't lose anything if you die. It just gives you, maybe with some friends, you can try it out, because I really think no evidence is just like such a fun, like it really is incredibly satisfying if you actually figure it out. Like, specifically, when you're learning, it's so satisfying. It's still satisfying even at the point where I literally know everything about every single ghost in the game. It is just super satisfying to use that knowledge, but especially when you're, like, discovering that knowledge, or, well, not necessarily discovering, but, like, honing the knowledge by using it. It just, like, every time you get a correct one, it just feels like another, like, massive victory over the game, and, like, I did it. I figured it out using all the, like, special little tricks rather than just getting 3 evidences and calling it a day. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know how it went for you. If you're not subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. And if you want to join, I love the game here in chat. You can join us over at twitch.tv/Instagram. Click the link in the description down below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.